Hi, I'm Yitzhak Berger. I teach Hebrew at Risha. In Parashat Lech Lecha, we meet Abraham and Lot. And Lot is a very interesting character. All of the Avot have a counterpart, a kind of foil. Yitzhak has a brother Yishmael, and Esav and Yaakov are brothers. And always the foil kind of highlights, in a subversive way, the righteousness of the selected patriarch. In the case of Abraham, there's no brother, and so the Torah introduces Lot as the one who acts as that foil. It's interesting, if you read the Psukim, it's clear that in the beginning, the reader is really not supposed to know that Lot is going to be excluded. He is a nephew, but he's really the only apparent heir to Abraham, and he follows Abraham, thinking it would appear that he would at least be a part of the patriarchal family, if not the only one through whom its legacy would continue. Lot, though, not only is the first foil for a patriarch, but he really sets the precedent for how the Torah excludes the patriarchs who are not, or those who are not included among the patriarchal family. There's the famous scene where God tells Abraham that he should go across all of the land to look right and left, up and down, because I'm going to give you the whole land. The Torah adds in an extra phrase here. God spoke to Abraham, Acharehi pared Lot me'imo, after Lot had separated from him. And Chazal famously say that Abraham hadn't received prophecy when Lot was with him. But that midrash, in all likelihood, is underscoring a simpler and much more kind of straightforward point that the Torah is making on the level of Pshat, which is that God told Abraham the whole land will be yours only after Lot left. And why is that? Because right before then was that short passage where Lot chooses the path of Sodom. He chooses to go to the place which had better material resources, not being concerned about its spirituality. It's really at that moment that Lot officially loses his standing as someone who can be part of the patriarchal family, and God tells Abraham, Acharei pared Lot me'imo, after Lot had left, that you should look right, left, up, down, north, south, east, west, because all of the land is going to belong to you, not to Lot. It was Lot's choice in the realm of morality to shun morals in favor of his material quest that prompted his exclusion and led to God telling Abraham, the whole land will be to you and to your progeny. And similarly, all of the excluded patriarchs we're told have a problematic relationship. In the case of Lot, it's of course the relationship he has with his daughters in a later chapter in the next parsha. And from that relationship come great nations, Ammon and Moab, but they are non-Israelite nations. And so to the other patriarchs, there was always something about their morality that's problematic. And it's always the case that they end up marrying someone who is going to be the progenitor of a great nation, but not the Israelite nation. Yishmael, who is mitzachek, which in one form or another seems to indicate a moral problem, ends up marrying a woman from Mitzrayim, from his mother's homeland, and from him comes the Ishmaelite nation, a great nation, but not the Israelite nation. And so too in the case of Esav, Esav with moral problems of his own, following in the path of Yishmael, also ends up having a problematic relationship. He marries Hittite women who become a source of pain, grief for his parents, because these were not women who went in the proper path. And it's at that moment that Yaakov is able to take the bracha away from him, so that the patriarchal promise of land and of a great nation, of Israel, going through this line that goes through Yaakov, not through Esav. And of course, at the end of the story, when Esav realizes the mistake that he made, Esav goes to Yishmael, to the people of Yishmael, to the clan of Yishmael, thinking that if Yaakov inherited the promise of Abraham because he married or is going to marry the right kind of woman from Abraham's family, so too he will go to Abraham's family. But he goes to Yishmael, to the excluded patriarch, and it's of course far too late for Esav to be part of that family. Lot then, through his immorality and through the problematic relationship that he has, sets the precedent for the excluded patriarch. The patriarchs who will be selected will be the ones who epitomize the morality of Abraham, as well as the relationship with the woman who represents the right kind of morality, that which comes from Abraham's family, a departure from everything that was going on among the surrounding peoples. And it's from Abraham and not Lot, from Yitzhak, not Ishmael, from Yaakov, not Esav, that the line of the people of the Tanakh will go through. Shabbat Shalom.